That's a very interesting question, I would say, because for a long time it was not questioned anymore what architects can do for society, or what maybe architects could do for the public. And my belief is to really be clear first where you would like to have an interaction with the public, and how to do that is difficult, of course. I mean, it's very difficult, but you can do it on many levels. You can actually think first about where do people enjoy particular architecture, where do they like to meditate in architecture, where do they like to live in architecture, where do they and how do they like to work in architecture in the future. I do believe that today it's extremely important to plan these ideas of public movement and what the desires are of people today, but also trying to speculate on the future. It's very difficult because today we have a major question about our consumer society. So what is it then what we do as architects in the future? Do we rethink the whole idea of how we consume spaces? I think it's important to look at it in an objective manner, because consuming architecture could also mean to enjoy a wonderful square in the night where you sit with your friends and have your normal weekly social talk. But it's in that sense unbelievably important to plan where people go. That's my belief today, what we could do as architects and urban planners. I do believe that that there is an interest from our side in the historical quality of the city of Genoa, simply related to the way how there is a build-up of collages of elements of the city, where you can almost see Byzantine architecture, Baroque architecture, Renaissance, modern architecture. But the architecture is very nicely connected to the Mediterranean condition of the landscape and the water. So I do believe that this is where our project reacts to. Our project also relates very much to that collage of, you know, having a parking garage, then a public space. And the public space is very much related to, let's say, the tradition of the public spaces in Italian cities. But here we do it maybe in a new way. I'm hoping that this project will become a new public space in the city of Genoa, but could also point at the future of new public spaces to be introduced in the future for other cities in Italy. Because I mean, there is a tradition of the urban public space in Italy. There is a long tradition, and I believe that this tradition should be opened up and be generated in a more kind of imaginative way, how this could be filled in by urban planners and architects in the future. Utopia is very difficult to reach because we don't know what it is. So I don't know what utopia exactly might be for me, but I do believe that architects should be a little bit looking at the future, that they should not be afraid to think what in 10 years' time we might like and what we might enjoy and what we might look for. I think, for instance, in product design, what is so amazing that sometimes certain designers know very well what to do. I mean, if you know what Sony, for instance, is doing with their product research, they look sometimes 20 years ahead. I think architects don't really experiment with this idea of what do we do over 20 years. I mean, most of the architects think, oh, who cares? Because we have a very conventional background in a certain way. And we have also conventional cities where we work with, because they are already there for centuries. So it's very hard to step out of that boundary of the history of our own profession a little bit. But I hope that architects could be not fortunate tellers, but that they have vision and imagination to predict what could be active in the future. Yes.